Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into just one source, but it's a really potent one.
Yeah, it's an excerpt called More Than Stroke by Akili Ka. It's from his memoir of a stroke survivor.
And our mission here really is to get into the profound personal side of living with big challenges after something like a stroke.
Exactly. We want to see it through his eyes, understand how someone navigates this completely new reality while really holding on to who they are, asserting that core identity.
Okay, so let's dig in. He starts off with this powerful point, basically saying, look, the stroke's aftermath, physical, cognitive, emotional stuff, it takes up almost all his energy every single waking moment. But, and this is key, he's made this conscious choice not to let those things dominate every single conversation he has.
Yeah, that distinction is critical, and he makes it right away. He lists the deficits, trouble with moving, dexterity, thinking, emotions, even sensory things, pain, being exhausted all the time.
It's a heavy list.
It really is. A catalog of huge changes. But he's saying, okay, experiencing these things is one thing, but constantly talking about them, that's different.
Right, and that brings in the social angle, which I thought was really insightful. He talks about how bringing it up all the time can feel like being, what did he say, a crusader of a lost and often tedious cost?
Oof, yeah. That phrase, a lost and often tedious cost, it really lands, doesn't it?
That does.
It points to that complex social weight people carry when they're managing something chronic. Maybe it's about other people's discomfort, or there aren't easy answers, or maybe people just get tired of hearing about suffering that doesn't just go away.
And he seems really aware of how others might perceive that, adds another layer to what he's dealing with.
Totally. But then, crucially, he pivots. He stresses just how deeply significant this is to him, internally. He's not minimizing the stroke's impact on his own world or how he functions day to day.
No, not at all. He knows he thinks differently now, his body's different. Even how he uses words feels like it carries a different weight, a different understanding behind them.
Yes, he fully acknowledges that transformation.
Right.
But, and this is the core of it, he doesn't let it define him completely. He says he's essentially me, but now adorned with this mosaic tapestry that is still a patchwork in progress.
I love that image, mosaic tapestry.
Me too. The core me is still there, but it's got these new pieces woven in, these experiences, these challenges, and it's ongoing, a patchwork in progress, not something just broken.
Exactly. He's changed, yes.
Sure.
This whole experience has become the framework he operates within now. That's his word.
Right, the framework.
But like you said, it doesn't wipe out who he was or still is. He's very clear, still a writer, a musician, an artist, still paying attention to the world, politics, current events.
And that highlights that key difference he's making.
Yeah.
The stroke provides a new framework for how he gets through the day, maybe planning more, resting, communicating differently, but it hasn't replaced his identity.
His passions, his creativity, his awareness, those are still central.
Absolutely.
Which is why he feels like, hey, I don't need to constantly explain the obvious stuff, like why I walk slowly.
Yeah, or, and this is important too, why he might feel really strongly about certain issues, like potential changes to Social Security or medical benefits.
Right. Those aren't just about the stroke. They connect to his whole life, his values, his experiences before and now.
It comes back to wanting to be seen as a whole person, not wanting every single interaction to start and end with his health or, the logistics of his disability.
He wants people to engage with his opinions, his art, his music, his writing, the stuff that was him and is still him.
He puts it so bluntly, doesn't he? I'm more than just a talking avatar posting updates about overcoming stroke.
Yeah. He's the writer, the musician, the artist, the guy with that complex inner life.
And that final thought, that invitation into the ever-racing corridors of my mind, is just wow.
It really is.
It underlines that even with all these incredibly difficult daily challenges, physical and cognitive, there's this vibrant, active, thinking, feeling person inside. The framework is new, the mosaic has new pieces, but those corridors, still racing.